Okay, let's look at EAC. This is still a review. Now I have to take the capo off. My E would be up here. That wouldn't, it shouldn't have been a seventh chord there because that would make E the fifth. E is the fifth of A. But down here I have a nice E box. If we do it in what? That's an E-shaped C. If I do an a E-shaped C sharp, it'd be like. D flat, A flat, and it should be a B flat there. It isn't. It is. It's a B flat. Hold it. It's A flat. Okay, so the 1, 4, 5 is D flat, G flat, A flat. D flat in the E shape right here. Why am I going up one? So I can get the C shape. D flat, G flat, A flat right there. And its minor shapes are D minor, nice and easy, D minor. G minor is obviously going to be this thing. And then A minor, now where we're going to place that A minor is going to be 7, 3, 5. Okay, so we're going to have a problem with that. My bad there. Okay, so we got our A flat, C shape. Right there, easy as pie. I don't know what that other was, but hey, if it sounds wrong, you're probably a half, you're 1 fret off, like me. Okay, so we're just marching on with our review here. G, D, G, A. Let's do it. Let's capo the D. I can do that. Here's your E. Here's down D tuned. And a third. Okay. So we got D shape, C, E shape, G shaped F, and A shaped G. Now for the relative minors, your D shapes gonna go to that relative minor. Let's get our little diagram. Okay, got our little diagram here. So the we've got a D shaped C, and the 6 is going to be 6 root 3. It's going to be second inversion, so it's going to be 3, 6 root right there. There's our C minor shape. That's the first one. 3, 6 root, 3, 6, and then root. We can't even get that on this diagram, so you can see there's a problem there, but we're going to get it in the minor system. Okay, so, and then of course to the second minor we're going to have 2, 4, 6. That's going to be E minor shape, so it's going to be 6, 2, 4 right there. Okay, the C minor one's 3, 6 root, and G minor would be 3, 5, 7 root. We can't get that. See, we would have to do a half shape G minor right there, right? Half shape G minor. So that turns out to be one of these guys. Look at that. Half shape G minor shape. So the crux of this class and this diagram is going to be right here in redefining the C. Now, this is not directly related to this. As I said, C major relative minor is not C minor. Now we're just dealing with C minor box. C minor, as you know, is the second of B flat, the third of A flat, and the sixth of E flat. So the keys aren't going to be quite the same. So what do? On my guitar, I can do this since I'm down tuned. I'm just going to down tune the E to an E flat there. You could do this on your guitar as long as you ignore the dots or move them down or something like that, or actually they shouldn't move down. If you down tune your guitar, then sure, the dot would move down, I guess. Although, see, I haven't down tuned my guitar, I've just moved the capo. So here, now we got something different going on. So now the major, let's look at the majors before we get confused. D, G, A, right? It's going to be, the 1 is going to be 3 flat, 5, 7 flat. Okay, and the shape's going to be D. Alright, so it's going to be in that triad. Okay, so I had to add this. That's why I had a big about it. I'll fix the chart when I do my charts later. So we've got that D shape parent key up there, and then the G shape, okay, is going to be 6 flat root 3 flat, okay, which is the 4th. Now that's 6 flat. Once again, we're going to need that. We're going to need this whole fret here. Okay. Okay, so let's just focus on this. I took the A shape away because we don't want to confuse it. It's not a continuous fretboard there. So here would be, let's start with the majors. The parent major is going to be D, G, A. So it's 3 flat 5, 7 flat, or 7 flat 3 flat 5 right there. There's the third, there's the root 3 flat. Then we have a G shaped 6 flat root. So the 6 flat's going to be the root of the G shape. And then we have 7 flat 2 4. Okay, we have an A shape, so the root's going to be right there, 7 flat right there. So it's D shape, G shape, and then A shape, 7 4 2. Now when we get to our minors, the relative of that D shape right here is going to be C minor. You go ahead in one cage letter to get the relative 6. G goes to E in cage, A goes to G in cage, D goes to C in cage. Or at a C minor there, it's going to be root 3 flat 5, second inversion, so it's going to be 5 root 3 flat, 5 root 3 flat, going up into the pentatonically to the left to the next action fingers D minor shape. Okay, so it's going to be, and then before we play anything, let's go to the second. The relative 6th of the second is going to be the E minor shape. Is going to be 4 6 flat root. So we've got root 3 flat 5, 4 6 flat root, key of C minor, right? Actually, it's the key of, it depends what we're looking at here. And then we go to 5 7 flat 2. Alright, so that would be the key of E flat here, because we've got C. You know, if you're in the okay, the second minor and the third minor, actually the relative, the 4th of the relative is the second, the 5th of the relative is the third. So right here, that's what we got. The 4th of the relative is the 6th. The 4th of the relative is the second. The 4th of the 6th is the relative. The 4th of the relative. Okay, we're struggling along here. I've got to get ready for my gym, so I've got to get my gym juice going here, which is nice. It's just a little powder mix that I have. Kind of gets my blood moving. Whatever it is. All means possible. That's what AMP stands for. All means possible. Any means possible. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So I've lowered the key down here now. But we still have DGA. But now we're up here in the key of what? We're in the key of 3 flat up here, way up here. We're way up here. And then A shape. But to get this C minor now, we've dropped the bar down here. Watch out. For that C minor 6, we're going to go root. We're going to go root 3 flat 5. In second inversion, we're going 5 root 3 flat, so it's 5 root. Remember, we're on G now. It's going to go. Okay, so there's our 3 flat, but we're hitting this 5, and then up to there. Now I can't get that 5 right now unless I like sneak my pinky over there. But I want this to sit on 3 flat because up here we're concerned with these open strings. So I'm considering this an enlarged cage. Okay, we've got 5. Let's do the arpeggio. 3 flat, then 5 root, then 5. We're going to what? We should be going to 3 flat. We're going 5 root 3 flat, 5 root 3 flat, 5 root 3 flat. Okay, and then 5, then root. I knew it. It was so easy. I just blocked it out as a root. It can't be. Yes, root C is in C minor. Okay, and then like this. So it's got a top and a bottom, and then you just swing down for the top, bottom part. Okay, so that's the enlarged cage there to get that 3 flat. Now E minor shape is 4 6 root. Now we want to get that what in key of C, in the key of E flat rather. Okay, the Dorian is the 6th of the 4th. The 4th is the A flat. Right. So remember, we're playing that 4th right there is going to be that G shaped. That G shaped right here. This guy. Or this. That's nice. That A shape is nice. The A shape is the 5th, they're saying. Okay, so the A shape, the root of the A shape is the 7 flat. The root of the 4th is the 6 flat. So we can do an A shape right there. 4th, and then the 5th in this enlarged cage here that I made. Not standard procedure. Okay, so let's just call an end to this segment right now so we don't get in trouble.